Become mentally unbreakable. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing that nothing can control you anymore. Not criticism, not rejection, not failure, not fear, not other people's opinions, not the mistakes you made yesterday. You still feel pain, but pain no longer stops you. You still experience fear, but fear no longer makes your decisions. You still face problems, but problems no longer convince you to quit. Because somewhere along the way, you became mentally unbreakable. And here's the truth. The strongest people aren't people who never struggle. They are people who have learned how to keep moving while they struggle. There will be moments when life tests everything inside you. You will lose people you thought would stay. You will work hard and still fail. You will make plans that don't work. You will have days when you don't feel motivated. You will look around and wonder why everyone else seems to be moving forward while you're standing still. And in those moments, you will have a choice. You can allow your circumstances to control your mind. Or you can train your mind to control your response to your circumstances. That is where mental strength begins. Because life doesn't always give you what you want. But you can decide who you become because of what life gives you. A weak mind says, "Why is this happening to me?" A stronger mind asks, "What can I learn from this?" A weak mind says, "I can't handle this." A stronger mind says, "This is difficult, but I can handle one step at a time." A weak mind says, "I failed." A stronger mind says, "I discovered what doesn't work. Now I'll try again differently." That difference may look small, but over years, it creates two completely different lives. So today, we're going to begin rebuilding your mind. Not into a mind that never feels pain, but into a mind that refuses to be permanently defeated by pain. Because becoming mentally unbreakable isn't about becoming emotionless. It's about becoming stronger than your temporary emotions. And by the end of this journey, I want you to understand something. You are capable of surviving more than you think. You are capable of starting again. You are capable of standing alone. You are capable of facing uncertainty. You are capable of becoming disciplined when motivation disappears. You are capable of getting back up. And most importantly, you are capable of becoming someone your old self wouldn't recognize. So take a deep breath. Forget everything that happened before this moment. Forget the people who doubted you. Forget the mistakes that embarrassed you. Forget the failures that made you question yourself. For the next few minutes, focus only on one thing. Building a mind that does not quit. Because your greatest transformation may begin the moment you stop asking life to become easier and start becoming stronger. This is your journey to becoming mentally unbreakable. Chapter 1. Stop running from discomfort. There is a version of you that wants an easy life. A life where everything goes according to plan. A life where nobody disappoints you. A life where success comes quickly. A life where you never feel rejected, embarrassed, lonely, confused, or afraid. But there is a problem. That version of you can never become mentally unbreakable. Because mental strength isn't built when everything is comfortable. It is built when you are uncomfortable, and you choose to continue. Think about a muscle. If you never challenge it, it doesn't become stronger. Your mind works in a similar way. Every difficult situation can become a training ground. Every rejection can teach resilience. Every failure can teach patience. Every difficult conversation can teach courage. Every delayed opportunity can teach discipline. Every lonely season can teach you how to stand without depending on constant approval from others. But most people run from discomfort. The moment something becomes difficult, they quit. The moment someone criticizes them, they become defensive. The moment progress becomes slow, they lose motivation. The moment they experience failure, they decide they're not capable. And slowly, they train their brain to believe, when things become difficult, I should escape. But you are going to train yourself differently. When discomfort arrives, don't immediately run. Pause. Breathe. Ask yourself, what is this moment trying to teach me? Imagine a young man named Daniel. Daniel wanted to become successful. He watched motivational videos. He created goals. He bought books. He told his friends about his plans. But whenever the work became uncomfortable, he stopped. When he didn't see results after 2 weeks, he quit. When someone criticized his work, he abandoned the project. When he experienced failure, he started something completely different. Daniel thought he had a motivation problem. But his real problem was deeper. He had never trained himself to tolerate discomfort. Then one day, he made a simple decision. He would finish what he started. Not because he suddenly became motivated. Not because the work became easier. But because he wanted to prove to himself that discomfort didn't control him. The first week was difficult. The second week was worse. There were days when he wanted to stop. But he continued. And something unexpected happened. The project didn't just improve. Daniel improved. His confidence changed. Not because everything worked, but because he discovered that he could experience difficulty without immediately escaping it. That is a powerful realization. Sometimes the confidence you're looking for doesn't come from achieving something. Sometimes it comes from surviving something difficult. You begin telling yourself, I've been through hard days before. I've failed before and recovered. I've been rejected before and continued. I've felt afraid before and still acted. And every time you survive discomfort, you build evidence that you are stronger than you thought. So start small. Take the cold shower. Finish the workout when you're tired. Study when you don't feel like studying. Work on your goal when nobody is watching. Have the difficult conversation you've been avoiding. Say no when saying yes would betray your priorities. Put your phone away when your mind wants endless entertainment. Wake up when your alarm rings. Do the thing you promised yourself you would do. These may look like small victories, but they are not small. Every time you keep a promise to yourself, you strengthen your identity. You tell your mind, my feelings don't control my decisions. And that is one of the foundations of mental strength. Remember this. You don't need to enjoy discomfort. You simply need to stop being afraid of it. Pain is temporary. Embarrassment is temporary. Failure is temporary. Fear is temporary. But the strength you develop by facing these things can stay with you for the rest of your life. So the next time life becomes uncomfortable, don't immediately ask, how do I escape this? Ask, how can I become stronger because of this? Because sometimes the obstacle isn't blocking your path. Sometimes the obstacle is building you for the path ahead. And there is something even more important you need to understand. You can learn to tolerate discomfort. But if you cannot control your emotions, discomfort will still control your decisions. So in the next chapter, we're going deeper. We're going to talk about one of the greatest battles you will ever fight. The battle between your emotions and your decisions. Because a mentally unbreakable person doesn't eliminate emotions. They learn how to lead themselves even when their emotions are screaming for them to quit. Keep watching. Your mind is about to become stronger. Chapter 2, Master Your Emotions. There will be moments when your emotions tell you to do something that your future self will regret. Your anger will tell you to respond immediately. Your fear will tell you to walk away. Your insecurity will tell you that you're not good enough. Your sadness will tell you that nothing will ever change. Your frustration will tell you to quit. But here's the truth. You are not every thought that enters your mind. And you are not every emotion that passes through your body. An emotion is a signal. It is not always an instruction. This distinction can change your life. Imagine someone sends you a message that deeply offends you. You read it. Your heart starts beating faster. Your mind immediately creates a response. I'm going to tell this person exactly what I think. You type the message. Your anger feels justified. But then you pause. You put the phone down. You breathe. You wait. An hour later, you read the message again. Suddenly, you realize something. You are about to make a permanent decision based on a temporary emotion. That pause is strength. Mental strength doesn't mean you never get angry. It means anger doesn't automatically control your behavior. It doesn't mean you never become afraid. It means fear doesn't automatically decide your future. It doesn't mean you never feel discouraged. It means discouragement doesn't get the final word. This is one of the greatest skills you can develop. The ability to create space between what you feel and what you do. Because between the emotion and the action, there is a moment. And inside that moment is your power. Think about a professional athlete. Imagine the final seconds of a championship game. The crowd is screaming. The pressure is enormous. Everyone is watching. The athlete feels fear. But they don't stop. They breathe. They focus. They execute. Why? Because training has taught them not to allow pressure to control their actions. You can train your mind the same way. You can learn to pause. You can learn to breathe. You can learn to observe your thoughts without immediately obeying them. You can learn to say, "I'm angry right now, so I shouldn't make this decision yet. I'm afraid right now, but fear doesn't mean I should stop. I'm discouraged right now, but discouragement doesn't mean my goal is impossible. I feel like quitting right now, but I don't have to quit." That is emotional discipline. And emotional discipline is one of the foundations of an unbreakable mind. Let's imagine another story. There was a young woman named Sarah who constantly reacted to everything. If someone criticized her, she argued. If someone ignored her, she became angry. If something went wrong, she blamed someone. If her plans failed, she lost control. She believed other people were ruining her peace. But eventually she discovered something uncomfortable. She had given other people control over her emotions. Someone could say 5 words and control her entire day. Someone could ignore her and destroy her confidence. Someone could disagree with her and make her angry for hours. She realized she was handing the keys to her mind to everyone around her. So she began practicing something simple. Before responding, she paused. Before reacting, she breathed. Before believing a negative thought, she questioned it. Before making a major decision while emotional, she waited. At first, it felt unnatural. But slowly she changed. People still criticized her. Problems still happened. Disappointments still came. But something was different. She stopped giving every external event permission to control her internal world. That is freedom. You cannot control everything that happens around you. But you can train yourself to control your response. Someone may reject you. You can choose dignity. Someone may insult you. You can choose silence. Someone may underestimate you. You can choose to keep working. You may fail. You can choose to learn. You may lose something important. You can choose to rebuild. You may feel afraid. You can choose to move forward anyway. That is what mentally strong people understand. Courage is not the absence of fear. Courage is refusing to let fear make every decision. So today, begin practicing the pause. When something triggers you, don't immediately react. Take one breath. Then another. Ask, what response will make me proud tomorrow? Not, what do I feel like doing right now? But, what is the strongest thing I can do right now? Those are 2 very different questions. Your emotions deserve to be heard. But they don't always deserve to be obeyed. You can feel angry and remain calm. You can feel afraid and still act. You can feel sad and still continue. You can feel tired and still do what matters. You can feel uncertain and still take the next step. This is how you become dangerous to your own limitations. Because once you stop allowing temporary emotions to control permanent decisions, you become much harder to defeat. And remember, you don't have to win every emotional battle instantly. Sometimes strength simply means refusing to make things worse. Don't send the message. Don't make the impulsive decision. Don't quit the dream. Don't destroy the relationship. Don't give up on yourself. Pause. Breathe. Think. Then choose. Because your strongest version isn't the version that never feels anything. It's the version that feels everything, and still chooses wisely. But emotional control is only one part of becoming mentally unbreakable. There is another enemy that quietly destroys people every day. It doesn't always look like fear. It often looks like comfort. It whispers, "You can do it tomorrow. You deserve to rest. Just one more episode. You don't feel motivated today." And if you listen long enough, weeks become months. And months become years. In the next chapter, we're going to confront that enemy. Discipline. Because when motivation disappears, discipline is what keeps you moving. And if you master it, you will discover that you don't need to feel ready to take action. You simply need to decide. Chapter 3. Do what must be done. There is a version of you that only works when you feel motivated. When you feel inspired, you work. When you're excited, you take action. When everything is going well, you stay disciplined. But what happens when the excitement disappears? What happens when you wake up tired? What happens when nobody encourages you? What happens when the results aren't coming? What happens when the goal feels far away? That is where most people stop. And that is exactly where mental strength begins. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. Motivation is powerful. But motivation is temporary. Discipline is different. Discipline says, "I don't feel like it, but I'm doing it anyway. I'm tired, but I'll take one more step. Nobody is watching, but I'll keep my promise. The results haven't appeared yet, but I'll continue." That mindset can completely transform your life. Imagine two people who want to become successful. Both have the same dream. Both have access to information. Both have opportunities. Both start with excitement. The first person works only when motivated. Some days they work for 5 hours. Other days, nothing happens. The second person creates a routine. They work even when they're tired. They study even when they're bored. They practice even when progress is slow. They keep showing up. After 1 month, the difference is small. After 1 year, the difference is enormous. After 5 years, their lives may look completely different. Not because one person was magically more talented, but because one person learned how to keep promises to themselves. That is what discipline really is. It's not punishment. It's self-respect. Every time you tell yourself you're going to do something and then refuse to do it, you teach your brain that your own words don't matter. But every time you make a promise and keep it, something changes. You build trust with yourself. You begin thinking, "If I say I'll do it, I'll do it." That confidence is powerful. Because real confidence isn't always created by positive thinking. Sometimes confidence comes from evidence. Evidence that you can rely on yourself. Think about someone who decides to exercise every morning. The first morning is difficult. The second morning is difficult. The third morning is difficult. Then one morning the alarm rings. They don't feel motivated. But they get up anyway. That moment matters. Not because the workout will immediately transform their body, but because they're transforming their identity. They're becoming someone who does what they said they would do. And that identity becomes stronger with repetition. This is why you should stop waiting to feel motivated. Action creates motivation more often than motivation creates action. You don't always need to feel ready. You need to start. You don't need to feel confident. You need to take the first step. You don't need to know exactly how everything will work out. You need to begin. Because once you move, your mind often follows. Let's make this practical. Choose one promise. Just one. Maybe you will study for 30 minutes every day. Maybe you'll work on your business. Maybe you'll exercise. Maybe you'll read 10 pages. Maybe you'll spend less time scrolling. Maybe you'll wake up at a consistent time. Whatever it is, make the promise small enough that you can actually keep it. Then keep it. Not for 1 day. Not for 3 days. Keep it long enough for your mind to understand. This is who I am now. And when you fail, and you probably will fail sometimes, don't turn one bad day into a bad month. If you miss one day, return the next day. If you fall, get back up. If you break the routine, rebuild it. Mental strength isn't perfection. Mental strength is recovery. Imagine a boxer preparing for a major fight. He doesn't train because every training session feels good. Some days his body hurts. Some days he is exhausted. Some days he doesn't want to continue. But he understands something. The purpose of training isn't to make every day comfortable. The purpose is to prepare him for the day when comfort disappears. Your daily discipline works the same way. You're not just preparing for good days. You're preparing for difficult days. You're building a mind that can say, even when life becomes difficult, I know how to keep moving. That is the kind of person you want to become. Someone who doesn't need applause. Someone who doesn't need perfect conditions. Someone who doesn't need constant motivation. Someone who can work quietly. Someone who can wait. Someone who can stay committed. Someone who can continue when the results are invisible. Because one of the greatest tests of discipline is continuing when nobody can see the progress. There will be seasons when you work and nothing seems to happen. You study, but the exam is still difficult. You build, but nobody notices. You exercise, but your body doesn't change immediately. You save money, but your bank account still looks small. You create content, but the views don't come. You keep improving, but nobody congratulates you. This is where many people quit. They mistake slow progress for no progress. But remember, a seed doesn't look like a tree while it's growing underground. Just because you can't see the transformation doesn't mean transformation isn't happening. So keep going. Keep learning. Keep practicing. Keep building. Keep showing up. Your future self is being created by what you repeatedly do today. And here's something you need to understand. You don't become mentally unbreakable by making one heroic decision. You become mentally unbreakable through thousands of small decisions. Getting up when you don't want to. Doing the work. Keeping your word. Controlling your reactions. Choosing long-term rewards over short-term pleasure. Returning after failure. Starting again. Again. And again. Until discipline stops feeling like something you're forcing. And starts becoming part of who you are. So from today forward, stop asking, do I feel like doing this? Ask, does this need to be done? If the answer is yes, do it. Even if you're tired. Even if you're afraid. Even if you're bored. Even if nobody is watching. Because every time you do what must be done, you're sending a message to your mind. I am in control. And that message becomes stronger every single day. But there is still something that can destroy even a disciplined person. It's the voice inside your head. The voice that tells you, you're not good enough. You'll never succeed. Other people are better than you. You've already failed too many times. What's the point of trying again? In the next chapter, we're going to confront that voice. We're going to learn how to change the way you speak to yourself. Because the way you talk to yourself eventually becomes the way you live. And once you learn to control that inner voice, you will begin to discover a strength that has been inside you all along. Keep watching. The next chapter may change the way you see yourself forever. Chapter 4. Control the voice in your head. There is a voice you hear every single day. Nobody else can hear it. But you can. It speaks when you fail. It speaks when you compare yourself to someone else. It speaks when you make a mistake. It speaks when you look in the mirror. And sometimes, that voice becomes your greatest enemy. You can survive criticism from other people. But when you begin criticizing yourself constantly, there is nowhere to escape. You carry that voice everywhere. Into your bedroom. Into your workplace. Into your relationships. Into your dreams. And if you don't learn to control it, you may eventually believe things about yourself that were never true. Think about someone who fails an important exam. The failure itself is painful. But then the mind begins talking. I'm stupid. I'll never succeed. Everyone is better than me. Maybe I shouldn't even try anymore. Notice what happened. The person didn't just experience a failure. They turned the failure into an identity. I failed became, I am a failure. Those are completely different statements. One describes an event. The other attacks your identity. And mentally strong people learn to separate the two. You can fail without becoming a failure. You can make a mistake without becoming a mistake. You can lose without becoming a loser. You can struggle without becoming weak. You can fall behind without being finished. Your current situation is not your final identity. Remember that. Because sometimes your greatest battle isn't against the world. It's against the story you've been telling yourself about the world, and about yourself. Imagine a young man named Michael. Michael wanted to start a business. He spent months preparing. He finally launched. And almost nobody bought anything. He felt embarrassed. He began thinking, maybe I'm not talented. Maybe I'm not meant for this. Other people are naturally better than me. He was about to quit. Then someone asked him a simple question. What if this failure isn't proof that you can't succeed? What if it's information showing you what you need to improve? That question changed his perspective. Instead of saying, I'm terrible at business, he began saying, my first attempt didn't work. Instead of, I'm not capable, he said, I need to learn more. Instead of, I'll never succeed, he said, I haven't succeeded yet. That one word matters. Yet. I can't do this becomes, I can't do this yet. I don't understand this becomes, I don't understand this yet. I'm not disciplined becomes, I'm developing discipline. I'm not successful becomes, I'm building success. You are giving your brain a different instruction. And your brain listens to the language you repeatedly use. So pay attention to what you say to yourself. Because your mind is always learning. If you constantly tell yourself that you're weak, your mind begins looking for evidence. If you constantly tell yourself that you're incapable, your mind begins noticing every failure. If you constantly tell yourself that you'll never succeed, you may eventually stop trying. But when you train yourself to think differently, something changes. Instead of asking, why am I so bad at this? Ask, what can I improve? Instead of, why does everything happen to me? Ask, what can I control right now? Instead of, what if I fail? Ask, what will I learn if I fail? Instead of, what will people think? Ask, what kind of person do I want to become? These questions shift your mind from helplessness to responsibility. And responsibility is powerful. Because once you realize that you can influence your response, you stop seeing yourself as completely powerless. You may not control the economy. You may not control other people's opinions. You may not control whether someone rejects you. You may not control every circumstance. But you can control your preparation. You can control your effort. You can control your response. You can control what you learn. You can control whether you try again. And that is where your power lives. Now let's go deeper. One of the most dangerous things you can do is compare your beginning to someone else's middle. You see someone's success. You see their money. You see their body. You see their relationships. You see their achievements. But you don't see their years of struggle. You don't see the failures. You don't see the sacrifices. You don't see the nights they wanted to quit. You see the result, not the process. And then you look at your own unfinished journey and conclude, I'm behind. But behind whom? Life is not one giant race where everyone must reach the same destination at the same time. Your journey is yours. Your timeline is yours. Your lessons are yours. Stop allowing someone else's chapter 10 to make you hate your chapter 3. You are still becoming, and becoming takes time. So when your mind says, you're behind, answer, I'm still building. When it says, you're not good enough, answer, I'm improving. When it says, you failed, answer, I'm learning. When it says, you should quit, answer, not yet. This isn't pretending that everything is perfect. It's choosing a more useful interpretation. And sometimes, that's all you need to keep moving. Now take a moment. Close your eyes if you're comfortable. Take a slow breath and imagine the strongest version of yourself. Not perfect, not emotionless, not someone who never fails. Imagine someone who falls and gets back up. Someone who gets rejected and keeps their dignity. Someone who experiences fear and still takes action. Someone who makes mistakes and learns. Someone who loses and rebuilds. Someone who doesn't need everyone to believe in them because they have learned to believe in themselves. Now ask yourself, what would that version of me say to me right now? Maybe the answer is, keep going. You're closer than you think. Don't give up. You can learn this. You can rebuild. This moment isn't your entire story. Listen to that voice. Because eventually, the voice you repeatedly listen to becomes the voice you live by. So make your inner voice an ally. Speak to yourself with honesty. Speak to yourself with discipline. Speak to yourself with courage. Don't lie to yourself. Don't pretend failure doesn't hurt. Don't pretend fear doesn't exist. Instead, tell yourself the truth. This is difficult. Then add, but I can handle the next step. That is strength. And when you repeatedly practice this, something incredible begins to happen. Your circumstances may not immediately change, but your interpretation of them changes. And when your interpretation changes, your response changes. And when your response changes, your life begins to change. But there is another level of mental strength we haven't reached yet. Because even if you control your emotions, even if you develop discipline, even if you improve your self-talk, there will still be moments when life takes something from you. A relationship, an opportunity, money, time, a dream, a person you loved. And in those moments, mental strength is tested in a completely different way. The question becomes, can you accept what you cannot control without allowing it to destroy you? That is where our next chapter begins. Because becoming mentally unbreakable doesn't mean controlling everything. It means learning how to remain standing when life refuses to go according to your plan. Keep watching. The next chapter is where resilience truly begins.